wanted to share something tonight because a few weeks ago I was like, I'm speaking on my birthday. And you guys got really excited. And then I felt really bad when I started praying about it. And God was like, I don't want you to speak on your birthday. So he wants me to share a little piece of my testimony and then Nolan do the teaching. So here I am. And also, I didn't really want to speak, if I'm being completely honest. So a relationship series, it's so special to me because it's so much more than finding your person. When I first got saved in 2018, so that was 7 years ago, which is crazy, I was a hot mess. Some of you guys know my testimony, some of you guys do not. I think most of you guys don't actually know the full extent of my testimony. But before I knew Jesus, relationships to me, like friendships, actual like dating relationships, I mean, I just had it all wrong. I thought you were supposed to have sex before marriage. I thought you were supposed to live with someone before marriage. And truly, like in my head, I thought this was the answer. And if someone told me, oh, I was waiting for marriage, I literally thought they were crazy. And also, I did not believe in marriage to begin with. And this stems from a lot of things in my childhood. My dad was abusive, and then my stepdad was a pedophile. So it stems from a lot of things because I just saw a lot in marriage, and I didn't believe in it. I thought it was just a piece of paper. And knowing that I've been married for 5 years with a kid, I mean, if you would have told someone this like 10 years ago, it would have been the biggest joke. Like no one would believe it. But I say this to say, I went down a very, very, very like dark and demented path with men. It was just always like, I was manipulative for one, because I knew that I could be, and I was very, very good at manipulating people. And I'm not happy and like proud to say this is just who I was, but it was like truly the enemy had me wrapped. And also, I just didn't really care about men. I didn't really care about people. Like if I hurt someone, I'd be like, haha, like I would laugh about it with my friends. And it's just the person that I was. I got to a point where I was with a person and I got pregnant, and that pregnancy ended in an abortion. And it was my decision and his decision, and it was the biggest regret of my life. And obviously God has used my life, and I'm so grateful for that. But as soon as I got the abortion, I regretted it. I wanted the baby. And I think then is when I knew there was a higher power. No one ever told me about Jesus. That's why it's so important to evangelize, because there was a person like me who needed Jesus, and no one ever told me about him. And I was just confused, because here I am thinking like I'm the worst person in the world because of what I did. I'm the worst person in the world because I can't treat a person right. And I don't know, like, I didn't know what hope even felt like. I just thought that I was just a terrible person. So I get my abortion in June of 2018. How crazy is the Lord? I hit a very, very dark spiral, as you can imagine. You want to take back something that ended a life, and you can't take it back seconds later when it happened. And then in November of 2018, it was November 4th, I actually gave my life to Jesus. When I first gave my life to Jesus, I was it was my rock bottom. You hear it all the time. Whenever you get so low, you hit rock bottom and then you find the rock at the bottom. Like you hear it all the time. That's when I found Jesus, and it was because one of my friends were like, you have to snap out of it. You did what you did, and it's very sad, but you can't keep living the way that you're living, right? This was when I was addicted to drugs, alcohol, sex, all the things. I was trying to fill what could not be filled with all these things of the world, right? So when I gave my life to Jesus on November 4th of 2018, I found a series called Relationship Goals. And I was dating someone at the time. And if you guys know who Mike Todd is, who knows who Mike Todd is? He's out. Yeah. His church is way bigger now, but listen, when I found his relationship series, that was actually the first series that which you know this, that went viral, and that's actually what skyrocketed his entire church today, which is like crazy because God put that series in my lap. So this relationship series, the first one started with singleness. And remember, I knew nothing about being single. I knew nothing about dating. Like I had it all wrong. So I watched this series, the first sermon, and I was dating someone at the time. It's not the person I had an abortion with, which to some, you guys are probably like, dang, she's like, I had just always had someone. I never was alone, basically. So I watched this series on singleness, and I immediately got convicted, and God was like, break up with this person. This is not me telling you this to break up with the person that you're dating, but it paints like a very beautiful picture, because the person that I was dating was not good for me. The person I was dating would never agree to save myself for marriage, and the person I was dating didn't even want to go to church with me, didn't even want to talk about the Bible with me, and I had just given my life to Jesus, so all I wanted to do, you guys know, the zeal for the Lord, when you first give your life to Jesus, you're like, you're like kind of creepy. You're like, I just want to tell everyone about Jesus, and that's how I was, and man, that zeal, we all need to get back there, right? Okay. So I break up with this person, and I don't really know what to tell him. I'm like, I don't know why I'm breaking up with you, poor guy. Actually, he's saved now and married, so praise the Lord. Yeah. Was he my husband? No. Okay. So I break up with him. I don't even really have a good reason why. I just knew that it was like, that was the peace that I felt from God. And I had never felt that before, which was the coolest thing ever. And then when I break up with him, I go to church for the first time because, fun fact, I actually got saved at a sisterhood retreat that was not like attached to the church, okay? So then I go to church for the first time, and then I'm still watching this relationship series, and then he's going into dating and like courting and like being engaged and married. Like he's talking about everything, guys. And it changed my life so much to the point where I actually got healed from my abortion. I thought I was healed when I gave my life to Jesus, and I'm sure you guys have experienced this. Like you give your life to Jesus and you're like, oh, all of my past is about to be like washed away, which in a sense is true, but also, you know, hurt still lingers, and it takes time to actually heal from something that hurt you so bad. But watching this relationship series actually told me, why did I get angry at every single thing that came my way? Because my father was an abuser, and I never like let that go. Why was I like creeped out by people who stared at me too long? Because my stepdad was a pedophile. Like it actually like taught me things that were outside of just dating someone. And then in that, I started actually wanting to save myself for marriage and meeting the right person, being super picky with who I date, which is very important. I don't care what anyone says. You should be the pickiest person on the planet with the person that you're dating, because one day that person is going to be the father to your child or the mother to your child. And now I can see it, you know, it's so important. So the pickier, the better. But this relationship series is what got me there. So it's crazy. At the end of November, which is my birthday, November 24th, it was my first month as a Christian. And my friends, my old friend group, I'm friends with them, but you know, sometimes you do have to walk away from what hurts you. I went out with them. And this is me. I gave my life to Jesus. I broke up with my boyfriend, but my friends are like, it's your birthday, let's go out. So I listened. And I was in the middle of a hotel because they got me a limo. I mean, guys, the devil he wanted me to stumble so bad. They got me a limo. We had VIP service. We had all the things that everything you can think of, we had. And it was 2 a.m. I was standing in the middle of a hotel, and I wanted to call my ex-boyfriend. And I was hammered out of my mind because that's all I cared about. And I was just standing there, and I literally was like, I had his number pulled up and everything. And then I just heard the Lord drunk in the middle of a hotel room. And God reminded me of what it's so beautiful. He just reminded me that I am so much more than this as I'm holding my phone, and he's bringing me back to all the things I've learned in this relationship series. And I locked my phone, I put my phone in my pocket, and I said, I will never be put in this situation ever again. And I promise you guys, I have never been drunk since. I stopped taking drugs, like every single thing I didn't date anyone until I met Nolan. I promised myself it's friendship and then it's whatever else. Like, I kept every single promise, and it's because of that moment that I had with the Lord. But it all started with a relationship series. Who would have thought that me clicking on this viral video talking about singleness and dating would change my life? Now I'm married 5 years. I would say I'm a pretty good Christian, and I've got my beautiful son, and it all started from a relationship series. So anyway, that kind of went longer. So sorry. So sorry. Thanks, guys.